Hello everybody, Dark here, back with another Rec Room video, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently this time. We're going to be going in depth of all of Rec Room's mysteries, secrets, and all of its hidden things, and we're going to be uncovering mysteries that have yet to be solved. This is the Rec Room Iceberg. Now, we're pretty much just going to start off with two icebergs, this one and this one. We're pretty much just going to be forming them into one and seeing where we get with what information we have. So without further ado, let's get on to the sky level. Teleporting and walking locomotion. This one's pretty self-explanatory. It's just the two movement types in Rec Room, teleporting and walking. With teleporting, you can, teleport and you can't jump. And with walking, you can, use your joystick freely to walk around and you can jump. Pretty self-explanatory. Rec Room was created in 2016. Rec Room Twitter. This one's also really self-explanatory. I don't even know why this is on the iceberg. This is pretty much just talking about their social medias like Twitter, Instagram, and maybe RecNet, but yeah, that's all I could pretty much think of. New charades venue. I think this is pretty much talking about how the old 3D charades turned into the new ink space. With all the different changes and music and all the different scenery. The song actually playing in the background is the new Ink Space song. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what that's talking about. Removal of shield soccer. This is pretty much talking about how in 2017 to 2018 Rec Room there was shields in soccer that you'd hit the ball with instead of just running into the ball, opposed to current day soccer where you just run into the ball and it will hit it. They removed the shields from shield soccer around 2019 to late 2018. There's no really reason why, I don't think, but yeah, that's what this entry is talking about. Rec Room Discord and Rec Room live streams. I'm going to be basically covering both of these in one entry because they're pretty similar to the stuff at the top of the iceberg with the Rec Room Twitter. So the Rec Room Discord is, the Discord that Rec Room has where you can chat and talk to people, find groups to play with. And Rec Room live streams is pretty much just talking about old live streams they've done. I don't even know where this stuff is on the iceberg, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Rec Center moderators. This one's really self-explanatory too. If you've gone to a few rec centers, you've probably seen a rec center moderator. They're the people with the crown over the level. They have moderator level in the rec center room, and they basically go around rec centers making sure people are following the code of conduct. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Junior accounts. This one's also really self-explanatory. I don't know why a lot of these top things are on the iceberg. But this is pretty much just talking about the alt account pretty much to, adult accounts, which if you're under 13, you have to use a junior account because of the law and things. And it takes away a lot of permissions like messages and voice chat and things like that. But yeah, that's junior account. Jumbotron bot speech. This entry is pretty much talking about how at the end of the Rise of Jumbotron quest, the boss Jumbotron will give a introductory speech. Some of the voice lines include, "Let the games begin." And, "You made it all the way here, but you'll never bring me down." FNAF hoodie. This entry is basically talking about how there was a limited time event with Five Nights at Freddy's in Rec Room where you could get the limited edition Five Nights at Freddy's hoodie. Raw data event. The raw data event was something that happened early in Rec Room, late 2016 to be exact. It was an event where if players logged in late 2016, they would get the Bishop and Saija sets. It was basically just a limited time event where back in early Rec Room, people could get these items that are no longer obtainable today. PlaySpace Mover. PlaySpace Mover is a software outside of Rec Room called OVR Advanced Settings, where it allows you to pretty much move your PlaySpace as the title suggests, and it allows you to like look like you're flying, but you're just moving your PlaySpace. Yeah, that's pretty much what PlaySpace Mover is. Rec Room subreddit. The Rec Room subreddit is pretty self-explanatory. It's a subreddit that is about Rec Room. Nothing else to say about this. People post there. It's a good community. Yeah, that's about it. Discord moderators. Discord moderators is, really freaking self-explanatory. I hope we can, move on to things that are not so self-explanatory and actually interesting. But, the moderators in the Discord. The end. MakerPen in the Rec Center. MakerPen in the Rec Center technically is talking about how higher up people in the Rec Room team have access to the MakerPen in the Rec Center. That's how you see all the updates happen to the Rec Center. But pretty much if you're not like a high up admin, you will not have a MakerPen access in the Rec Center. 500 token box. 500 token boxes are a special kind of box that you used to be able to get in the early reward system. They changed it now in later updates, but earlier in Rec Room, you were able to get 500 token boxes that were super rare, and that's what they were known for. No body glitch. I couldn't really find a lot on this. There was an out-of-body glitch or bug that was pretty relevant a while ago, but you don't usually have a body when you look down at your avatar. Other than that, I couldn't really think of anything. Something else I thought of though was whenever you go to customize the positioning of your facial features, your whole body will disappear for a few frames. But that's about all I could think of. Concept art. This one is pretty self-explanatory. It's just talking about the multiple and stacks of concept art that's been made for Rec Room. Yeah, that's about it. Recbot or Against Gravity. This one was kind of weird. I went ahead and, did a few Google searches and searched on Google. I guess this was really just talking about how Against Gravity or Rec Room Inc. owns Recbot. That's all I could really think of or find. Rec Room on the Apple Watch. This entry is pretty much talking about how back on April 1st of 2019, Rec Room made an announcement on their YouTube channel talking about how they would port Rec Room to an Apple Watch. This was obviously a April Fool's joke, and yeah. Fake iOS Rec Room clones. I don't really know what this one was talking about, because I went on my phone and went ahead and looked at the App Store, and I couldn't really find anything except, the official Rec Room app, so I don't really know what this is talking about. Gribbly likes coffee. I actually did find something on this. If you go to AMA 23 and you go to 11:18, the timestamp, Gribbly says the following.
They're still kind of recovering from the coffee, which I was very excited about.
Yes.
Man, we got coffee in the Rec Center.
That's great.
So I live on caffeine.
Really?
Much to the horror of my doctor. But yeah, I'm a caffeine fiend, Harry.
Yeah, that's great.
So I'm excited about the coffee. But yeah, that's a really, really fun idea. And
so yeah, I guess it's confirmed. Gribbly loves coffee. Pedophiles in Rec Room. Yeah, I mean, this is, I guess, just talking about how in, most social games there are probably weird pedophiles that are very rare to find, but yeah, I guess that's what this is talking about. A account is active. I couldn't really find anything on this. I looked and searched on RecNet for the user @A, and there's a lot of people with the nickname A. So I could not really find anyone. So I'm not really sure what this is talking about, but if you know, let me know down in the comments. Go-karts. Go-karts were a thing of very early Rec Room,
that were never actually released to the Rec Room community. It was in a state where only developers could play it. The footage in the background is what go-karts possibly and probably would have looked like. I know the few reasons that it was removed and not ultimately added were because of motion sickness and other problems like that. Yeah, that's what this entry is talking about. Coach account hacked. The Coach account is the account used to publish and upload Rec Room originals by the developers. There have been a few times, though, where the Coach account has actually been hacked into. The players that do this usually don't do much with the account except mess with it and go to rec centers with the account. There have been a few players that have seen the Coach account in rec centers or other Rec Room originals and have managed to get video of it, but I could sadly not find anything. But this is what this entry is talking about. Rec center bans. This one's basically talking about how the many moderators that roam the rec centers can ban people or time them out. They can't really ban them from the rec center, but they can kick them back to their dorm for breaking the code of conduct. At Rec Room account. I don't know what this one is referring to. I don't know if it's referring to the Coach account, like connected to the Rec Room account, I guess. But when searching at Rec Room on RecNet, I couldn't find anyone that had anything to do with the Rec Room team. White hats. I couldn't really find much about this. Went ahead and searched up the definition of what a white hat is. It's something along the lines of someone who hacks or exploits for good use. I couldn't really see why someone would want to hack into Rec Room considering it's a social game. But if you find anything about this topic, please let me know down below. Trophies in the old rec center. Now, there were trophies in the old 2016 to 2017 Rec Center, but after that, they soon vanished. They were a part of the thing called the VR World Champions. My best guess is that it was something like a league that you would see in current day Rec Room. Laser tag old AFK exploits. I'm pretty sure this one's referring to the fact that some people would end up glitching behind the door to the spawn room in order to avoid playing the game and still getting rewards for it. You could probably put your headset down and put like a pillow or blanket over the sensor to still detect your headset in the game, but you could actually be aware. Those are the two things I could think it'd be talking about. Quick little editor's note, I'm just going to end up combining a few of the layers of the iceberg to shorten the length of the video and save some time. Thanks, and moving on. Amy Lee. Amy Lee is known for her voice acting role as the character Coach in Rec Room. As listed here, she's also worked on Mercenaries, Playground for Destruction. But the whole reason she's on the Rec Room iceberg is because of her contribution to Rec Room. The Forbidden One. The Forbidden One is a character or otherwise lore object that has been quote-unquote cited in the old login screen of Rec Room. Players have claimed to see this shadowy figure in their old login screen while just logging into the game. The developers decided to use this to their advantage and started adding in secret lore to tie to the Forbidden One. As of now, there have been many nods and Easter eggs to the Forbidden One. Things like secret messages, saying he's been removed from the game in the patch notes, and many other things. Account trading. Just like any game with accounts, there's bound to be trading of those accounts. Especially with so many cosmetics, unlockable items, and in-game currency on those accounts, there's bound to be account trading on a game like Rec Room. The Christmas sets get worse every year. I don't really have a lot of information on this one, but I can tell you about the cosmetics. Over the span of a few years, there were a blue, red, and green variant. The green one was a weekly challenge, but the red and the blue one were items you could buy in the merch booth. In more recent years, there has been a newer brown variant, but I guess that's what they could be talking about when they say that the sets have been getting worse and repetitive every year. Rec Room is hiring. I mean, Rec Room is a company that has people work for them, so my guess is that sometimes Rec Room will be hiring and accepting people into their workspace. The Mystery of 87. The Mystery of 87 is referring to the different references to 1987 on different objects and in different rooms. People like to think the reason 1987 or 87 is on many objects is because that is the time period Rec Room takes place. Coach's Finest. While looking up information on this entry, I found two very different things. One of the explanations was just that it was just a clothing brand within the game. The other explanation being that it was a group of hackers within Rec Room. I can't really say for sure which one is the truth and which one isn't, but I'd bet that it's rather the clothed one instead. Rec Room cults. I'm guessing this one's talking about and referring to Rec Room clans, or quote-unquote cults, which is just a group of people who play games together or, in worst cases, break the code of conduct together. Not really much I could find on specifics, but this is the general idea. Dorm room old design. Throughout Rec Room's 5-year lifespan, it's had multiple dorm room changes. The dorm room is a place where you spawn in and pretty much start every Rec Room experience. And from 2016 to now, it has undergone a lot of change. I couldn't find every example of this, but I can show you a few. The two I'm showing now are from pretty much 2017 to early 2018. And if you played Rec Room at all recently, you'll know how drastic of a change it's been.
Text on Mystery Maker pen skin. The text on the Mystery Maker pen skin is not very clear in this picture, so therefore I cannot tell you what it says, but if somebody knows what it says and owns this skin, please let me know down in the comments. Tennis ball and soccer ball. The tennis ball and soccer ball have believed to have been Maker pen objects in the Maker pen at some point in the game. Whether as they got removed or they never existed at all, I guess will never be really known. Creepy textures found in the files. I don't really know what this one is talking about because I couldn't really find anything when digging into it, but there are cases where textures will glitch and lag and show something else they're not supposed to, but as for creepy textures, I can't really answer that. The Rec Room Backrooms. I don't really know what this entry is talking about either. These lower entries are kind of pretty weird and obscure. There are a few player created rooms in Rec Room that are a spin-off of the Backrooms, but that's the only thing I could find. Private dev servers. Private dev servers definitely do exist, because before private rec centers existed for all of the community, developers used to go into private rec centers and make changes and do work in them. But private servers for developers do exist. @SpookyThing is a hijacked account. SpookyThing is an account on Rec Room, but I couldn't really find anything that implied that they were hacked or hijacked. So I don't really know if this entry is a joke referring to someone's friend that made the iceberg or just a joke in general, but I couldn't find anything. Developer dorm rooms. I'm pretty sure this is talking about how developers might have their own personal developer-specific dorm rooms. I do not think this is true, but I do think that they have special features in those dorm rooms that allow them to do things that not anyone else can do. 2015 test build. I do believe before Rec Room was released around early 2016 that it had a bunch of test builds in 2015, but I do not think that it was one released to the public, but probably there were test builds before 2016 and its release. Certain accounts have strange properties. This is the level of the iceberg where we get into the really creepy but joke entries and, less true entries. But for this one, I don't really think there are any accounts out there that have weird, creepy properties. So yeah, I don't know what this one's talking about. User 567 shut down the servers. Now this is probably a joke entry and not to be taken seriously, but I did do some research and I found out that it might have actually been some hacker that made a mod menu to shut down the servers. It's probably not true, but if it is, that's what I found. Break room. I don't actually know what this was talking about, but I think it might be referring to the secret room / break room in Stunt Runner. It's the secret room in the last level of the room. I don't really know what else it could be talking about. Rec Room is a simulation. Now, this is probably a joke entry. There's also not a lot of evidence to support this theory anyway, so yeah. @usernames can be changed more than one time. I think I know what this entry is talking about, but I don't know for sure. After a recent update, I was able to change my @username from one thing to another for the second time. I don't know if this applied for everyone else, and it was just a glitch on my end, but I know I was able to change it. If anyone else was able to change it, let me know. Level 51 through 98 are accessible through file editing. I can't really say if this is 100% for certain true, but I can tell you that coach's level might be evidence or proof of this actually existing. Coach's level is 99 in-game, but everyone else's level cap is level 50. Therefore, level 51 through 98 should be accessible through file editing, but I do not know personally. Campus card. The campus card is something accessible through the end of orientation. It is otherwise called the dorm key because it gives you access to your dorm as a new player. I don't know if this entry is referring to the same thing as I'm referring to, but I know the dorm key / campus card does exist in the game. Rec Room will die in 2025. This one's probably not true, considering the amount of player growth that they've gotten every single year, but you never know, some game could have a rapid decline. Accounts will randomly be deleted with no reason. I don't think any account will be ever deleted with no reason. There probably is a main reason the account has been deleted, but other than that, I don't know. Accounts that haven't been online for 3 years become inaccessible. I personally do not think this is true, because I know plenty of people who have not been online since 2016 and still have great access to their account. But there may be instances where this has happened. Build time 01/01/1987. I don't really know what this one's talking about, but the information I could gather was from Reddit user LXM1N0USE, which claimed to load into a dorm room that had some information on this entry and had things to correlate to 01/01/1987. Dead men wearing VR headset in the rec center. Reddit user Floppy Flip Flop posted this about the situation. There was a post with some info, but all I can gather is this. A guy died of a heart attack in a rec center while playing on PSVR. Since it's presumed that he died with the headset still on, he is still online to this day, but no one really knows who this guy is or when this happened. Graphic images found in the files. I did talk about this one earlier with the creepy textures in the files, so I don't really know what this one could be talking about, considering that I couldn't find anything about the creepy textures either. You are being recorded. I couldn't really find much about this, considering this is probably one of the joke entries, but sometimes you never really know. Maybe you are being recorded. Alright, and this concludes the Rec Room Iceberg. Thank you so much for everyone who's made it this far in the video. I could not have done it without you guys. I put a lot of hard work and months into this video, and it took me so long to research and put everything together. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. It would mean so much to me if you guys would just take 2 seconds out of your day to hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's been so much amazing, tremendous support recently, and I cannot thank you enough for that either. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.